Have you ever felt a divine nudge toward goodness? Imagine this. You're about to make a bad decision, maybe lash out in anger, skip prayer, or indulge in something harmful, but then something stops you. A quiet voice inside whispers, "Don't do this." Or perhaps life suddenly feels heavy, and you find yourself longing for something deeper, something more. That's not random. That's Allah guiding you gently, persistent toward righteousness. Allah doesn't abandon us to our own weaknesses. He pulls us back, sometimes through hardship, sometimes through people, and often through the silent urgings of our own hearts. But how exactly does He do it? And more importantly, are we listening? 1. The wake-up call of hardship. Let's be real. When life flows smoothly, our faith often goes on autopilot. Prayers become rushed, gratitude feels optional, and we start believing our plans are foolproof. Then boom, Allah sends a financial crisis, a health test, or a shattered relationship. Suddenly, we're on our knees again. This isn't cruelty, it's mercy in disguise. Think about it. That layoff forcing you to rebuild? It might be Allah pulling you out of a dead-end career before you miss your true calling. That betrayal that crushed your heart. Perhaps Allah removed a toxic connection to make space for healthier bonds. Even chronic pain or anxiety could be your soul's wake-up call to prioritize what truly matters. The Quran doesn't say if trials come, it says when. Do people think they will be left alone after saying we believe without being tested? 29:2. Here's the powerful reframe. Your struggles aren't proof that Allah has abandoned you, they're proof He's investing in you. Just like gold is purified by fire, your faith is refined through adversity. Every tear you cry waters the seeds of your sabr, patience. Every dua whispered in desperation strengthens your connection to Him. So the next time hardship hits, ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? Instead of begging for the test to end, beg for the wisdom to pass it. Because one day, you'll look back and realize those interruptions were actually divine corrections redirecting you toward the best version of yourself. Allah doesn't waste your pain. He's using it to write a comeback story you can't yet imagine. Trust the process. 2. The right people at the right time. Have you ever experienced a conversation that felt like rain on parched earth? A chance meeting that shifted your entire perspective? Those aren't coincidences, they're divine appointments. Allah orchestrates human encounters like perfectly timed mercies. The friend who texts you an ayah when you're doubting, the elder whose simple advice unlocks years of confusion, or even the stranger whose smile reminds you of Allah's kindness. The Prophet ﷺ didn't just warn us about bad influence, revealed a spiritual law. You are who you accompany. Like plants, we absorb the nutrients, or toxins, of those around us. That friend, who always cancels prayer plans, they're quietly reshaping your priorities. The study circle that energizes your iman, that's Allah feeding your soul through them. 2 life-changing questions to ask today. 1. Who in my circle helps me meet Allah with a lighter record? 2. Do I need to create space for better companions or become that companion for someone else? Some people enter your life as tests, others as blessings. The wisest recognize both as gifts from Ar-Rahman. Your next transformation might come through the person Allah places beside you tomorrow or through the courage to walk away from those keeping you stuck today. After all, the best relationships aren't just about companionship, they're about elevation. When you find those rare souls who feel like walking, talking reminders of Allah, you've found one of life's greatest treasures. Protect those connections like the sacred trusts they are. 3. The whisper of your conscience. That split-second hesitation before clicking the haram link, the sudden heaviness in your chest when gossip starts, these aren't random feelings, they're direct signals from Allah, wired into your soul at creation. Your fitra is the ultimate spiritual GPS, constantly recalculating your route back to Him. The tragedy of our times isn't just the sins we commit, it's how we've trained ourselves to override the warning signals. Like hitting snooze on a crucial alarm, we silence our conscience with, just this once. That becomes 100 times. Allah will forgive me, while running toward the sin. It's not hurting anyone. As our hearts slowly darken, the Prophet ﷺ revealed the cosmic battle within, A believer's heart lies between two fingers of the most merciful, Muslim. Every moral dilemma is literally, Allah moving your heart, will you respond? 3 signs your fitra is speaking. 1. Spontaneous guilt after wrong actions, even if others approve. 2. Unexplained discomfort in environments of sin. 3. Sudden conviction to change when you hear Quran or reminders. Here's the secret. That whisper isn't there to condemn you, it's there to liberate you. Every time you heed it, your spiritual senses sharpen. Every time you ignore it, the volume decreases. Your conscience is Allah's microphone to your soul. The question is, will you amplify it or mute it? Today, before any decision, pause and ask, what does the silent voice beneath all my excuses really say? That's not just your morality speaking, that's Ar-Rahman calling you home. 4. The Quran's unmatched power. That moment when a random ayah jumps out and answers your unspoken question, when surah you've recited 100 times suddenly makes your eyes well up. That's not coincidence, that's Allah personally guiding you. The Quran isn't a static text. It's alive, actively responding to your circumstances like a celestial conversation with your Creator. Allah describes it as a healing for what is in the hearts and guidance and mercy for the believers. 17-82. Every letter carries transformative power. Surah Al-Fatiha, a direct hotline in every rak'ah. Ayat al-Kursi, a spiritual shield when recited after prayers. The last 2 verses of Al-Baqarah, protection from shaitan's whispers at night. Why shaitan flees when you reach for the Quran? 1. It exposes his lies and breaks his chains. 2. It replaces anxiety with divine reassurance. 3. It rewires your heart to crave good and detest evil. The tragedy? Many of us treat the Quran like a decorative book revered but unopened. Yet the solution is simple. Start where you are. Even one ayah with reflection is worth more than rushing through Jews without absorption. Allah promises, so remember me, I will remember you. 2-152. The Quran is His side of that conversation, waiting for you to pick up where you left off. Today, before reaching for your phone in the morning, reach for the Quran first. Watch how your day unfolds differently when you begin it with the ultimate source code for living. Your copy of the Quran isn't just a book on the shelf, it's a love letter, a manual, and a lifeline all in one. Will you let it collect dust, or let it transform you? The choice is yours, but the invitation is from Ar-Rahman himself. Final thought, are you responding? Allah is always reaching out through trials, through people, through your conscience, through His words. The question is, are you paying attention? Righteousness isn't about perfection. It's about returning, again and again, to the one who never stops calling you back. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.